I don't know if anybody bought or got on the on this particular project that I'm showing you right now, which is the storytelling page. If you did, I hope you're implementing telling your story as a realtor, as a loan officer. You will find less resistance when you lead with your own personal experience, whether it be you, why you own a home, whether it be you, how you upgraded your home, whether it be you trying to buy a home, you're renting and you're part of the masses just trying to go from renter to owner. Your story is really where it's at in all that you need. We've got Stephen, who's going to be going with one of our agents on the financial services side to a church next Saturday, or next, I don't even know what day it is, next week. I know it's next week, to see how we do the church workshops. That's tons and tons of low-hanging fruit. You have some people that are ready to go now. Most will not. Most will require work on their credit, their savings, or whatever the case might be. But he's going to be able to partner up over there as well. In regards to Cabo, for those that know what I'm talking about, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is not for you. But I did mention the opportunity for the fractional ownership in Cabo. I leave Monday to finalize the deal on my own personal. I don't think you can see it. I'm so sorry. Hold on. This turned off. Sorry about that. I hope you were able to see what I showed earlier, but if not, let me just go ahead and fire it up for you right now. And we get more people coming in. And so again, we're just getting it all in. Okay. All right. So let's see. We got more people coming. All right. So let me just let everybody in so we can go ahead and do that. So like I said, in regards to what I wanted to share with you that I thought I was already sharing with you, but apparently I was not. Let's see. Let me just show you this right here and share that with you a little bit better. I hope I can do that a little bit better. Okay, so here it is, what it is. And this is what I really wanted to talk to you, because to me, it's really important. So again, nothing weird. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I mentioned this about 2-3 weeks ago. From Cabo, I'll be going down there on Monday. I'll be there till Thursday. The goal is to do the final walkthrough and everything on Monday. And so I'll let you guys know. The only thing that has changed, they told me I'm not going to have logins to the system for at least 30 days after the whole escrow closes. So we're not going to even continue with this project until probably December or late December, so that you can actually see a copy of my docs. We actually have one of my friends that already purchased and closed the deal. He was kind enough to give me all of his loan docs, and not loan docs, but as it relates to the whole deal, the membership agreement. And so it's all resting in an actual Dropbox folder where you can go in there. I redacted everything, his name and all the information, but everything from the financing agreement to the exhibit A, B, C, internal regulations, membership agreement, and a bunch of miscellaneous forms, over 100 forms that we're going to share with you. So again, this is only for those that know what I'm talking about and are seriously considering something like this, so you can make an informed decision. And then the last thing I want to talk to you before we get into our training is that, I've made a really good living referring business everywhere, whether it be life insurance business, whether it be mortgage business, not meaning you have to get involved in it unless you want to. I'm not. But for the last 9 months, we've been working with a company and several different people, one of which was part of Radiant and is a very successful flipper, very wealthy flipper that actually started with me back in the mortgage world back in 2006. He went from being a teacher that got involved with mortgages, was very successful, to ended up starting his own school. We used to share an office with him down in Artesia, and now he just simply has millions and millions and millions of dollars in projects on the flipping side that he does every single year. Now, actually, so anyways, one of the things that he mentioned a while back, along with several of our other agents, was referring business to him on the solar side. I looked into it left and right, up and down, and after all these months, have decided that, I'm going to formally refer business to him. If you're interested in learning more about how that works, it averages $7,000 without having to get a license. So if you want to know more about that, I'm going to send you a link here. I'm going to do a webinar on Tuesday that will give you more information. And so let me just go ahead and share this with you. Hopefully, okay, somebody mute. Hold on. So if you go to this domain, and I hope it's the right one, it should open up a form, a Google form, name, email, and phone number. That's it. And you'll be invited. It's private. We're not making it part of Radiant or anything like that. I want to make it available to you. And the reason that I'm doing this, by the way, is because it's part of a program that they have. It's a 45-day program that I'm going to get going myself because I've got a ton of people, including myself, to refer. And at $7 grand a pop on average, it's something that's worth my time, not to do it per se, but just refer. So as we're talking about just referring, there's more you could do. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about basic referral. Here's the name and a phone number type of thing. You have to be a formal member of this to get paid the full thing. But I mean, we're in the mortgage business, real estate business, for God's sakes. California now forces everybody that builds a new home to have solar on it, blah, 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 blah. You know how it goes. I'm not going to get too much into it. But for me, the goal is to do that. I've always liked to leverage other people's money, investments, and so on. As a matter of fact, for 2021, I am going to make it a formal part of my streams of income. What business are you really in? Well, see if anybody here knows me. What business do I always say I'm in? What business am I in? Mortgage business? Real estate? What business am I in? Anybody know me?
Marketing.
I'm in the marketing business. That's it. And I'd hate to let good leads go to waste when they ultimately buy me. Like you. People say yes or no to you, not your real estate license, not your mortgage license. They say yes or no to you. And so it gives me another reason to revisit existing business and clients. Instead of just calling them saying, hey, can you please give me a referral? I usually call them back to offer them something. And by the way, I have somebody I can refer you to if you are interested in doing this and this and this. And I'll show you how to do that on Tuesday without getting your hands too dirty. I like this quote: when people who are not successful in business, well, you know what? Let me just start by muting everybody because somebody just whispering. That's Alex's phone. But anyways, let's just do this. And so, like I said, when people who are not successful in business do something else, they call it moonlighting. When people who are successful in business and add to what they're already doing, they call it diversifying a portfolio. And I'm very blessed to be in the position where, FFS has given me $20,000 to $30,000 a month, mortgages $1,000 a month, whether it be the vacation, their certificates or the referrals. I mean, I'm very, because I finally understood that I was really, really in the marketing business. And so if you're interested, I'll give you a domain. I actually just sent it to you. And here's what I'm looking for. As a matter of fact, the way I'm paying, and this is part of what excites me about this company, just like EXP, I've never recruited anybody into EXP. I told you about it, but everybody does what they want. EXP has a market cap now of $7.11 billion, which not too long ago, we were telling you it was going to probably end up there. As you know, I got paid some shares from transactions or whatever. I just figured I bought it when I thought it was cheap. And it's been really, really good to me. As a matter of fact, as you can see, 7.11 billion. I'm not recruiting you, by the way. I'm just telling you that this is an example of a pre-IPO company. Also, when you consider the fact that with my fractional ownership in Cabo that I'm going to pick up on Monday, what I did, they only require, I think, $2,600 or $2,900 down payment. My goal is to pay it off in 3 to 5 months. And the way I'm going to do that, I went into my Robinhood app, and I just cleared out 10,000 from my EXP holdings, as you can see at the top line right there. Boom, and done. So I'm putting down 10,000, and the rest I'm just going to pay off in the next 3 to 4 months, and a done deal. And most of it came from the appreciation of the stocks, of leveraging other people's money and leveraging, of course, investments as well. And that's pretty cool. And I'm glad that I did that. The solar company that I'm referring to is the one that you see here in front of you. And they have a first 45-day challenge that I'm doing just to show everybody else how you can do it without getting distracted from what you do or getting your hands dirty. 5 contracts, 5 referrals in 45 days. I'm going to do that in probably 20 days. And here's what it boils down to as you, quote, learn. You go in there, you do 3 sales with the mentor. You average 7,000 a sale. You split half and half with your mentor. You get 10,500. After that, you do 2 sales on your own. You keep the 7,000 from each. That's another 14,000. And then you refer. You're looking for people that want to refer, not get involved in solar sales. You're not going to go stand at Home Depot or any of that stuff. Literally, every time somebody goes in there and refer somebody, I'm going to get $600 because the bulk of the money stays with the person doing the bulk of the work. I get 5 people, only 1 sale per month each, or 1 referral, I should say. And that is $3,000 a month times 12, $36,000 a year, or 60 grand that I'm stuffing into my retirement account, long-term investments in things like I showed you. This company is pre-IPO. It's the only company that has a MLM feel to it where it lets you build a team if you want to. All the other companies that I explored in the past do not allow that. They actually encourage it. And because they are pre-IPO, you can take some of your commissions in, just like EXP, in the form of stock options, or you can just buy it at a discount, just like EXP, except this is not even public yet. And so if you're a visionary, consider doing something like this. It's very, very simple to do. All you have to do is go to the link that I sent you. I'm going to have a webinar while I'm in Cabo this coming Tuesday to give the full details for anybody that's interested as well. Enough said about that. Successwithsolar.com. If you do want to join the webinar, it's just when you go to that Success with Solar, it's going to ask you for your name, phone number, and email address. And that's it. We're not combining this with Iranian HVAC. It's completely separate. But I just want to show, and the reason that I keep saying I need 10 people is because out of the 10, 5 will do it. And I need by December 31st to be able to point back and say, look at these 5 people. They were able to do everything that we showed you. And I was able to do it myself, most importantly. And again, take the money and invest it to grow and market your mortgage business, your real estate business, or anything else that floats your boat, or stash to cash, which is what I always recommend people to do as well. Also, I'm going to talk to you about the mortgage marketing ideas we spoke about a few weeks ago. I need you to understand that everything that we are talking about here is being done by members of our team to one degree or another. The first thing that I want to emphasize how important it is for you to find a niche. Find a niche in what it is you're going to be doing. Now, you can have multiple niches, but you have to package one up really, really well and really, really pretty, meaning that A, it takes you nothing but a little bit of time to start a Facebook page for whatever niche you want to work in. I'll give you an example. One of the things that I encourage people to consider by far is the VA market. Yeah, I was actually at the VA this past week. I had a friend of mine that's hospitalized there. And let me just go ahead and do this for 1 second. I have a friend of mine that was actually, or is actually, I just got released, was hospitalized. I went to visit him. And it's amazing how many marketing opportunities I ran across, and I jumped on a few of them just by being where the veterans are. Veterans are with police departments, they are with the Federal Postal Service and so on. So it's not that difficult to do. The hard part, of course, is getting to your first 2 or 3 clients from any niche you want to attack, and then leveraging their contacts as well. Another niche that Stephen is going to go see firsthand next week is the church campaign. If you want to close more loans, if you want to get more buyers and so on, go to where the groups of people are. The most efficient way to market is to market to select marketing masses or masses of people. And so if you're going to do that via Facebook, it's easy to just create a Facebook page. It's free. That's going to focus on veterans. Create another one that focuses on nothing but first-time home buyers. Create another one that focuses on nothing but government employees, city workers, if you would, and so on, that all belong to unions that you can actually penetrate both directly and indirectly as well. So if I was to ask you, what's one of your niches? Anybody here, who can tell me what it is that you are identified as or identify yourself as within the mortgage business? Anybody?
Yeah, my daughter's friends is first-time home buyers.
Perfect. Okay, so you're going to go after that market and make it a more formal campaign? Or are you just working one time with them?
No. I'm putting together a campaign that's really kind of using her because my daughter's 30 years old.
Got it.
And a lot of her friends are starting to look for homes and things like that. So I'm gearing it towards those type of people and talking to her about what their interests are, things like that.
Got it. You know, and you say that it's so true. I got my daughter, who's a registered nurse. She's actually renting. Prices are out of control, so you know it is getting better. And so one of the things that I'm working on, one of my campaigns is she's an RN, so I'm going to be working with the nursing program. And nowadays you can go on Canva.com and just create something fancy that looks for first responders or just for nurses. And it's a great way to start packaging yourself up, so you can just repeat yourself over and over every time you talk to an actual nurse. And like me, we have a program just for nurses and their families that if we represent you on the real estate side and the mortgage side, we will pay for all of your closing costs, allowing you to come in with nothing more than just your down payment. So, you know, you got to word it to make sure that, again, you have it all packaged up as well. Referrals are a great way to grow your business. But the biggest problem with referrals, of course, is that we just sometimes feel awkward going back to clients that we haven't kept in touch with for whatever reason. We're horrible as human beings at keeping in touch. And so therefore, the answer is automation. My recommendation to everyone, of course, is to have some type of automated email platform, Constant Contact, iContact, MailChimp, whatever the case might be, not just Google or anything like that, but I'm talking about something that you can schedule actual emails to make sure that they're hearing from you periodically, even if you're not maybe typing them up directly to them. I send out an email all the time to all of my clients, and I tell the system, put in their first name here. And so it'll say, hello, Stephen, this is Javier, hope all is well. Just wanted to check up on you, see if there's anything I can do to help you out. As always, I'm a phone call away. Thank you so much. That's it. I didn't ask for anything, but it opened the door for me to follow up with them in a day or two to make sure they got my email because I haven't heard back from them. And then they realize that those emails are the real deal. So make sure you focus on the referrals. Marketing to realtors is a great way to do it. The number one thing that I'm telling you can do right now is to reach out to realtors that are hosting open houses and offer to donate a vacation to Las Vegas that they can raffle off or simply give away to all of the attendees of their open houses. And of course, they're going to be focusing on the real estate side. You're going to be focusing on the mortgage side. And even if you do not generate a mortgage client directly from the actual attendees, at least your name and your phone number is going to get out, which is really what you want people to do. Spread the word on your behalf. You can create partnerships. Right now, I mentioned to you the fact that Stephen is going to be, attending an actual church presentation. He can just go there and observe. And thank you very much, Alan, for showing it to me. And he moves along. Or he can, maybe tell Alan, maybe you can throw in a line or two, or maybe you can introduce me as a mortgage person. And for every single person that, comes on board, I can do something for the church or whatever the case might be. Or better yet, it'll extend his reach by simply saying, every time that somebody wants to buy a home, because Stephen's not a realtor, he's a loan officer, he's going to have to work with the realtor on that side. And then guess what? If there are any expenses involved in getting those leads, then the realtor can pitch in on that side as well. And of course, get all the buyers that whatever realtor he decides to partner up with is willing to go ahead and help him out with as well. If you have leads, names, and phone numbers of somebody looking to buy, you're king or queen. And so therefore, you have to know your worth, and you have to make sure that people also respect your worth at that point, because that you're going to be the king of the jungle by controlling the leads themselves. I host virtual events. We actually have 2 virtual events this week, both of them intended for specific markets. One's for police, one is for nurses, and it's nothing but the same presentation, just dressed up differently. Instead of a cop, you're going to see a nurse and a doctor and so on, because nowadays, everybody is used to, or at least knows about, virtual events. One of the things that I loved about this referral with the solar thing that I was telling you about, I've never met a dollar I didn't like personally, is the fact that everything that they do, or most of what they do, is virtual. And so now when you have a referral, you just tell somebody, look, listen, I know you're a homeowner. Maybe it makes sense. Maybe it does not. I don't know. But the good news is they don't beg, or sell. And plus, there's no money out of pocket. And it's free to have an analysis conducted from the privacy and comfort of your own home. I'm going to put you in contact with so-and-so who's going to do everything via Zoom. Cool. That closes, I get paid. That does not close, I don't get paid. I don't care. I mean, the point of it is that virtual is where it's at. And when it comes to homeownership seminars, or whether it comes to refi, where the state of the mortgage market is, virtual is where it's at. Everything and everyone is going virtual. So you have to make sure you're virtual as well. Also use social media to maximize. And this is really important because, again, I'm not going to get into it. I was going to show you a loan officer's Facebook page, and I decided not to because I don't do that. I don't know about it. I tried blocking her name, but it's just too obvious. But don't be the one that mixes business and your personal life, because it'll backfire on you 100%. The whole purpose of marketing, social media, etc., is to grow your audience, not to shrink it. And when you start to put all your personal stuff, which I'm not telling you what to think, what not to think, but when you start to identify yourself as a pro-vaccine person, or anti-vaxxer, or pro-Trump, or screw Trump, or once you immediately start to not just shrink your audience, but you immediately have people cut you down, which defeats the whole purpose. So if you're going to do that on your personal page, but create a business page. They're free on Facebook, and that will allow you to deliver your message to the masses by presenting only the professional side, which you have to have in order for you to be successful. Start a blog offering free resources. If you haven't ever been to Fiverr, I encourage you to go to Fiverr, which is Fiv as in Victor, E like the number 5, and then just simply 2 R's, Fiverr. When you go to Fiverr, you'll see a lot of what they call gigs, people in other parts of the country that will get your blog up and running literally for $25, which is simply incredible. And so if you really want to have a hardcore presence in any particular market, make sure you start a blog, whether it be you as a loan officer, whether it be whatever the case might be. Mike, I encourage you to do just that. Now, Michael, just got your message. You're welcome. Maybe you can share with everybody, Michael, if you don't mind. I'll share with all of you the importance of making sure you're a better person this week than you were last week. And I believe in classes. I actually bought another class that I took, really, really good class, which I'll share with you right now. But Michael, I think, bought the YouTube, Mastering YouTube Advertising class. Michael, do you want to share on that? Was it worth your time? I mean, et cetera?
Oh yeah, that class was awesome, Javier, because it taught me so much that I did not know about YouTube. YouTube is a marvelous social platform. I believe it's going to probably be the number one because it offers so much more than Facebook, in my opinion. And that class was just well worth it. 3 hours, and he just packed it full of information in education. So I appreciate you, man, for sharing the information with me. Thank you.
Perfect. You know, the best type of information that I like to share with people is practical information. That's really what I enjoy doing, because it will help you become a better loan officer. It'll help you become a better marketer. It'll help you make more money because it's practical. But it's only as practical, of course, as what you do with it. And I'll share with you one more class that I learned right now. We talked about how simple it is in Canva. We even gave you the actual templates on Canva. You just swap the picture, you're in business as well. Start a quality database. If you need a database, you can buy some databases. Or databases, whatever you want to call it. We bought together a list of realtors. There was like 180 realtors in California for those that pitched in, and we just divided the cost amongst ourselves. That's a perfect example, again, of how simple it can be, for you to grow your audience without having to do it the slow, painful way. But most of us have databases of past clients, whether they be mortgage clients, whether they be real estate clients, or any kind of clients. People need to know that you're in business, and that's all that you really need to show them. Share with them that if they do like you and they do trust you, they will keep you in mind. I like what Steven showed me last time. This is the key that I use when it comes to marketing to teachers. We believe that, home ownership is the key to the future. We believe that education is the key to the future. So we use the golden key here a lot. Steven actually had one in the form of or the shape of a pencil, which I thought was really, really good. But again, you're going to have to invest in your business to one degree or another. We are very busy booking events. I want to see if I have it here. Forgive me for not having it right at my hand here, but I just had it. I don't know where the hell. Oh, here it is, which I talked about last time around, and that was the gun. Law enforcement, I'm not going to get into it. Red told you, don't be giving this to kids or anybody else, but it works like a charm. I just ordered a bunch more, and this is, of course, not a gun. It's an actual jump drive that cops love, because what you really want to do is get good at generating interest. When I come back from a presentation, if Steven comes back and says, oh my God, that presentation that Alan got was outstanding, that's not how I grade how good the presentation went. I'm going to ask Steven, how many appointment cards did Alan collect? And when he tells me 0, well, it was a waste of time. I don't like to waste my time. But if he says, oh no, it was okay presentation, but he collected around 10 appointments, then of course that was a total success. So make sure you get in the habit of kind of rating yourself, if you would, based on tangible results, like the one that, obviously, that I'm sharing with you right now. Here's an example of what we're going to do next week. I'm doing this in my 9 a.m. webinar. So if anybody is on that webinar, you're going to see the same information. So that way you can only attend or one if you want to. But here's what I wanted to share with you. I'm operating already in 2022 mode. And if you're going to operate in 2020, you better be operating in 2022 mode. You better start marketing yourself and preparing the marketing plans that you're going to execute to help you do that. There's another great package that I would encourage everybody to consider getting, which is what you see here. It's a 5-minute marketing planner that comes with other, what I call add-ons that they sell you at the end, which are worth it, in my opinion. What's nice about this is you can just type in the information. It's a fillable PDF. Or if you have an iPad with the Apple Pencil, you can literally write on it onto the PDF as well. It is good. I'm telling you again, this is very good. I encourage you to do this. It gives you, this is the marketing plan itself. And as you can see, it goes through everything, the marketing clarity, to make sure you know what it is that you're trying to achieve. That's one of the biggest challenges for most people. Now, this is the marketing one right here. I'm going to go to the next one, which is this one for goals. What are your goals? And I'm not talking about just the mortgage goals or real estate goals, but what are your goals in life? What are you trying to achieve? One of my goals this year after my run-in with COVID last year was to be healthier. And I've stayed on top of it. I was at the doctor just yesterday, whatever the hell it was, this past week, my endocrinologist, and he took me off one of the medicines. He's like, dude, you're doing an excellent job. Take this one off already. My goal is to, heal myself from within and get off all of them. Lost more weight, did this, did that. And so he's like, whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. And in my opinion, what I told him too, that I believe has helped me the most is what I have. Literally, I can't show it to you. I don't want to gross you out by showing you my gut, but I have a CGM in me right now, which is a constant glucose monitor that's connected via Bluetooth to my phone. And so every time my blood sugar hits a certain level, I don't have to check it. It just tells me. And I get up, go walk, go run, go do something, go jump in the pool and swim around and burn it off. Now that I understand how this whole thing works, it becomes a lot easier. And so even though he told me you should get off the CGM, you can get off the CGM already. He goes, you're so stable. It's not even funny how good you are. It's almost pre-diabetic. I told him I can't because it's my accountability partner. So anyways, this is another one that you get. This is the last one. It's a weekly planner that actually goes into quarterly and monthly to keep you on track as to it relates to your marketing. Because again, what did you do this past week? Michael took a class, which I commend him for that. Most people did not. He's that much better off than he was the week before when he didn't before he took the class. And so again, all these things are super cool that I encourage everybody to get. It's $97. I'm not an affiliate. I don't get any money. It's $37 if you wanted to take it. If you want this, if you want this, I'm going to go ahead and do the training next Saturday and give it to you for free because I really don't. One of my pet peeves in life is I don't like to run with people. And by run, meaning associate, of course. I don't like to run with people that don't know where the hell they're going. I realized that in business early on. Most people talk the talk, but don't have the roadmap to get them there. And so for me, it's to stay the hell away from people like that. Because if you know where you're going and you surround yourself with people who don't know where they're going, all they can possibly do for you is get you lost, throw you off track. And there's never been a better time to work in mortgages than today. There's never been a better time to be in the real estate industry than today. We've never had more powerful rates, if you would, as it relates to a combination of a market that's cooling off, slowing down, some say even going down already a little bit, than today. And so why take a chance and wait for rates to go up or something to happen? We need to go out there and move with a sense of urgency today to do that. The next slide was for my earlier webinar. I told you earlier, if you want to be invited, if you want to get invited to Tuesday's webinar, the private one that I'm telling you about, I'm not going to talk about it in great detail right now. Go to successwithsolar.com, successwithsolar.com, and it's just going to ask you for your name, email address, and phone number. You'll get a text at the beginning of the webinar. It's going to be Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be in Cabo, and I'll be conducting the webinar from there as I do my site inspection. And we got a lot of cool stuff going on for 2022. And it's just a matter of you making sure that you, again, get that checkup from the neck up to make sure that you have everything you possibly need. And this marketing here, I love when it says marketing clarity, to really, really understand what it is that you need to do. And you saw there, Instagram, Facebook, it's going to show you everything that you can do. It's just a matter of you choosing what you want to do from websites. I mean, I can't tell you how much. So if you want to go and find this online and just get your hands on it right now, just go to Wise Owl Marketing and you can buy it now. Or if you wait till next Saturday, I'll give you a copy of it. And I really want you to make sure that 2022 is your best year ever in your mortgage loan origination business, but it's not going to happen by accident. It's going to take a lot of planning and most importantly, execution on your part to do that. And so I'm committed to make it a terrible year for those that don't want anything going with success, but a wonderful year for everybody that's committed. I'm ready for it. I don't know about you. This year was a good year. It was a record, not quite record income for FFS with what I do, but it was a very good year with that. Very good year with 3D Mortgage Bank, a very good year with the marketing boost, a very good year with all the other referral things that I've got going on. We're adding a new one. And so again, if there's ever been a time to be a successful mortgage loan originator, it's right now, but you just simply have to do your part. So this is next Saturday. Any questions about anything I shared before I hand it off to Rhett? Anybody?
So Javier, let me get this straight. So next Saturday is about the marketing calendar. Is that what you're saying?
The whole marketing, it's not just the calendar, but it's everything that I just shared with you, and you're going to get it for free.
Okay, and that's at the next Saturday at 10 o'clock?
Yes, that's next Saturday, 10 a.m.
Okay. And then
Hector, I hope that
also,
answers your question as well. But everything is going to be next Saturday at 10 a.m.
and
Any other
then
questions for me?
the solar program is Tuesday at 7.
Yeah, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Just go to successwithsolar.com. Here, I'll even type the direct address because I'm only doing one. Like I said, we're only looking for 5 people to get those 5. You know, I've done this before, of course. Let me just go ahead and do this. I need 10. That's just the reality of it. And you know what the hell? Let me just share this with you so you have a maybe better understanding because I don't think I shared it with you. Oh, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Did I share the circles? I think I shared the circles. I'm not gonna. Yeah, no, I did
Yeah,
not
you
share the
shared
circles.
that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So that's it. So just take a look at that. I'm going to take all this part out of the what recorded because it's just I don't want it to be there floating around. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But just again, I'm all about referring. I love referring. I don't want to get my hands dirty in a whole lot of things. But if it's just a referral, especially with what I saw, I'm not going to get into it. It's pre-IPO. A lot of the stuff that some of us here have benefited, you know, whether it be XP or whether it be many other things that are out there. Why not? I just sent in the chat a link to the form, the Google form, for 3 questions: name, email address, and phone number. You'll get a text on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Sorry, 7 p.m. from while I'm in Cabo. Give you the exact domain. No one has anything else for me. I want to hand it over to Rhett for an update on the mortgage industry and everything else that he has to share. Rhett's all yours, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Javier. As usual, some great information. I want to make a couple comments. So Javier was talking about having a niche or 2 or 3. And, you know, I think it's really important information for you to get focused on something that not only can make you successful, but you enjoy. You know, I've been in the business now since 1989. I love what I do. And, you know, I know Javier has made comments about it. We've talked about the fact that I don't spend money on marketing. That's not my niche. I have been in this industry for a long, long time. Javier, I've known for over 15 years. Anthony, over 35 years. They can both tell you. I have not spent $1 on mortgage leads. My niche has always been referrals. That was my primary focus. And I know a lot of people talk about, well, all my business comes by referrals or word of mouth. Well, all my business really does come by referral or word of mouth, except for the last 4 or 5 years, I added another niche, which was realtors. So I found a handful of realtors, whittled down now to 4 that consistently are doing 1 to 2 deals a month, month in, month out, that I don't even have to think about, that are just going to show up in my inbox. I do all their pre-approvals, and that with the referrals and the word of mouth I get have made me very successful. You know, I last year, I think I did 87 transactions on the mortgage side, and not one of those came from marketing. It came from my 2 niches. And every month I know that I'm going to be closing anywhere from 6, 7, 8, 9 deals. I've closed as many as 17 deals in 1 month, all from referrals and my realtors. But I've gotten really, really good at those 2 things. When people ask me, they call me, say, well, I'm thinking about doing Google AdWords. I'm thinking about doing Facebook advertising, whatever the case may be. I refer them to Javier because, quite frankly, I don't know enough about those things to tell you whether they're or not they're going to work for you. I know they work, but I don't know if they're going to work for you. And I would rather you get the information directly from Javier or somebody who's doing that type of business, so that you can get all the information you need to make an informed decision. You know, my brother-in-law, Eliseo, he's after me, he's our top loan officer in the company. And all of his business has come from referrals and open house. Now, last year, you know, we only were able to do open houses the first basically the first three, well, maybe not even the first 3 months, first 2.5 months or so of the year. And even with only being able to do those open houses, he still did almost 40 transactions last year, all from referrals and or the leads that he had from the open houses he had done. And he gets as many refis in a monthly basis as he does purchases, again, all from his open houses. Now, in the past couple of months, he started doing other things. He started some marketing campaigns, and he's adding that as a niche to what he's doing. But his primary focus over the last couple of years, and he's done very well, is open houses. This year, he's on track to do more than 40 deals a year for the year. But and up till now, I think he probably has spent less than a couple $1,000s on leads. Again, most of his businesses come from his primary niche, which is or the two niches, which is the referrals and the open house. So point in all this is figure out what your niche is, figure out what you want to do, what gets you out of bed in the morning, what gets you excited about doing this business. And if you're not excited about doing this business, go find something else that excites you, because this is not it's a very well-paying industry that we're in, loans and real estate, but it's not easy. You know, some people think it's easy, and they hear about all the money that we make on a transaction, and they think, well, you know, I can be a realtor, I can be a loan officer, I can do all these things. It's not easy. You know, the every transaction, every single transaction, there's a fire someplace. Now, sometimes it's a little spark, sometimes it's a raging forest fire. You know, we are, as loan officers and realtors, we have to be really good at putting out fires. And what I mean by that is holding the buyers or the owner's hand through the tough times, making sure they understand what's going on, not hiding from them. You know, you need to be available. You need to make sure that they understand what's happening. For those of you who know me, the one thing that everybody says about me is I pick up the phone. You know, I don't disappear on people. I pick up the phone. If I'm not in a meeting or on the phone already, I'm going to pick up the phone. I could be sitting at dinner. I can be whatever the case, whatever I'm doing drives my wife crazy, but she knows that's just the way I am. I'm going to pick up the phone because I know that you may be in front of a client. You may be in a situation where you need an answer right now. And that's my job. I'm going to be here for you, and I'm going to support you in your business. So again, just a reiteration of what Javier is saying. Find a niche, find a couple of niches, 2 or 3 that get you excited, get you out of bed every morning, and get really good at those things, and make this a successful business for yourselves and your family. A couple things. Interest rates trending up a little bit. We saw in the last 2 weeks probably about a 0.5 point pricing differential, not interest rate. It works out to about 1/8 of a point in interest rate, but about a 0.5 point pricing differential. Bunch of things going on in the market. Fortunately, it seems like the real estate side may be settling down a little bit, where the offers that we see coming in aren't quite as crazy as they were. I know there for a while we were seeing $50,000 to $100,000 over list price. Now we're seeing that settled down to where about $10,000 to $15,000, $20,000 over list price in about a third of the cases. So that seems to be getting a little better. And I think that as we get through the end of the year and into the first part of next year, we're not really anticipating interest rates to change a lot. They may go up another 1/8 to 1/4, but 3.25%, 3.5% interest, it's still a really, really good interest rate. And if you're in government, you're 2.6, 2.7, somewhere in there. it's a great interest rate. The payments are still manageable for most people. If you're having problems here in California, remember we're licensed all across the country and doing business all across the country, and you can get licensed in any state that we are in, market in that state. And because everybody now has pretty much gotten used to virtual. Trying to remember the last time I met a client face to face. I'm actually meeting a client face to face this afternoon, which is probably the first time I've done that in months and months. I've done on the real estate side, I think I've done 4 listings this year. I haven't left my desk. I haven't had to, I have somebody else going out and doing the inspection. I have somebody going out and doing all the pictures. I have a really good guy that does the pictures and the drone footage and all those things. I've just gotten really, really good at meeting with borrowers and meeting with clients via Zoom. And the only reason we're having the meeting this afternoon is these are old friends of ours that we sold their house 5 years ago, and they're ready to buy another house now. They had gotten into a situation with a default, and we wound up doing a short sale on their house. They've got their credit all cleaned up. They're back up in the 700s now. The daughter's working and all excited about being a homeowner with her mom and dad. And so we're getting together with them more about just catching up on old times versus needing to get together. But get good at the virtual side, and you can market all across the country. And it's as if you're right there with them. And everything we do through our processing and all of those things are virtual. I think overall the country's getting really close to having even loan docs being able to be signed online. So a lot of this technology that we've been waiting on has been forced upon us now due to the pandemic, and it's really accelerated everything. And for me, it's exciting. I love it. It's just so much easier. I get so much more done. I think I've only been to the office twice in the last 3 months. Everything I do is from the comfort of my home. And when I need to work, I go in, I take care of what I need to take care of. And it just makes it really simple. So practice your Zoom meetings, get involved in more of those that you understand. Rosa, my wife and our underwriter, is going to be doing a little presentation for one of our groups here in the next couple of weeks, and it's going to be on Zoom. And she doesn't get on Zoom, so she told me last night, we're having dinner, she says, I'm going to need your help with that meeting. I said, why do you need my help? She said, I have no idea how Zoom works. I don't even know how you mute yourself. So I was kind of laughing at her. But you got to, for those of us who are meeting with borrowers and doing that, don't shy away from technology, because if you do, you're going to get left behind. Javier's telling us this almost every other week. He says something about technology and not getting left behind, because you're going to get left behind. If you're old school, you better figure out how to enroll in the new school, because you're going to need it. Everything is going to be technology, and if you don't understand how this all works and how that can apply to you, you're going to get left behind. We've got a lot of new stuff planned here for next year. Javier and I have had a couple of meetings on some things that we're going to be introducing. Real excited about it. I think that it's going to be really good for all of us, and really good for those of you who may be having a little bit of problem getting started. We want to help you get on the fast track for that. I'm going to do a training. One of these days, I'll put it together. I'm going to do a training on exactly how I develop the realtor contacts, and how you can do the same thing. I have not developed any new realtor contacts since the pandemic started, because one of the ways that I did that was through visiting open houses. But it's a completely different approach than what you've heard about in the past. I don't go in offering to do a pre-approvals for people, because anybody could do that. But we'll talk about how I've developed that, and why I've been successful with the realtors that I have brought on board, and how what I do makes them more successful. So we'll talk about that here in the next few weeks. I'll put something together, and we'll do that on a Saturday as well. As far as industry, you probably have already heard, conforming loan limits are going up dramatically. They have never made a jump that I know of. I don't think they've ever made a jump as big as where we're going. We're going from 548 250 conforming loan limit up to 625,000. This is for Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, which is a huge jump in 1 year. Typically we see, $25,000, $30,000, $40,000, but this is just huge. We do not know what the new FHA loan limits are going to be yet, but this is really going to help us here in California. I think that it's going to help. We don't know what the Riverside limit is yet, Riverside, San Bernardino, but if that goes up the same amount, it will really open up a lot more, so that we can capture more of a market share in those areas. So we're excited about that. Javier, that's all I got.
Perfect. Thank you, Red. One of the things that we do have coming up in 2 weeks is we have a actual webinar class on best practices for Zoom and some of the tricks and hacks that you can use to leverage it even more. One thing I do strongly recommend for everybody to do is to make sure you have a proper background. The background that I have right now is one that was custom created just for us. We made available to those members of our team that were with us at that time. And I'm going to send it to you guys right now in the actual chat. If you can click on chat, just go ahead and click on that link. It'll take you to a Dropbox site and just download it. So that way you can have, again, you want to look good, you want to look professional. It's better than having no background and everybody seeing your, unmade bed and dirty socks and, clothes that are all over the damn place and so on. Because yes, most of us are working from home, and that's cool. But it just doesn't have to look like we're working from home. You know what I mean? Be professional, leverage the power of technology to work for you and not necessarily to work against you. I don't know if the link actually worked or not. Can somebody let me know if they clicked on it and it opened up or not?
Yeah.
Okay, so just go ahead and make sure you are professional as well. And if you don't, for whatever reason, which I don't know why, don't like backgrounds, at least use the blur feature from Zoom that I'll show you how to do in 2 weeks. So you can go ahead and just blur out everything else. So like I said, you can make sure you maintain professionalism at all times. So once again, I did get another question about the actual planner. It is an outstanding tool. You'll have it for free next Saturday. You can go buy it now. Just wait another week and we'll train on it, because I'm telling you right now, leave nothing to chance. Mortgages are a blessing for me. It's a great industry. It's made me millions. I can't tell you how much millions and millions is made for my teams throughout the years, but it's no fun if you're not partaking in that success. And I want to make sure that, again, you do everything. I mentioned multiple niches for the simple fact that until you find one that speaks to you, until you find one that works really well, where you can just focus on that, you got to keep searching until you get there. Also, Red said, got to be passionate about something. Yes, I agree with that. And one of the things that you can also be passionate about what you will do with your success. We're going to Cabo, like I said, to take care of a business on one end, but we're also going to go and revisit an orphanage that we visit when we go down there. We bring in baby clothes, bring all kinds of stuff with us to donate. And so again, it's hard to help other people when you need help yourself. And so understand that it's not just about, quote, money. It's not just about you. It has to be more to it than that. And the answer for me has always been in helping other people, whether it be helping by buying something that I'm going to give you away. I mean, I didn't get it for free. I bought it. I can easily say, here, go buy it your damn self. I just want to help you. That's all I really want to do. And so on. So I think that, again, it's a catch-22 where, money's not everything, but it ranks up there with oxygen. And at the same time, I know people that are so poor, all they have is money. And so you got to have a strike a balance between the two. And for me, at least, that has come in the form of helping other people. And so that's why success means so much to me. That's why I love multiple streams of income. That's why I like passive income. That's why I love recurring income. And these are things that you can do as well. The link is in there if you want to join me this Tuesday at 7 p.m. Nothing's going to be sold. I'm just giving you more information. I don't want to take up time on this important webinar. So it's there that it'll be done. And if you need anything, hit me up next Saturday during the webinar. Monitor the chat, obviously, so that way we can make things go faster and also get you anything that you might need. Questions from anybody? Questions, comments, concerns, or anything at all from anybody? Please.
Yeah, quick question for Ray. It's Stephen. Did I misunderstand, or did you say that the Radiant Mortgage Bank is going to change its name?
Yeah, we were going back and forth. We thought we had everything set up. We were just going to go. We were going to drop Radiant Mortgage Bank completely and just become part of the internal branch at corporate. That has changed. All we're doing is we're changing our name from Radiant Mortgage Bank to Radiant Mortgage. For those of you who don't understand why we're doing this, we have recently become a approved Fannie and Freddie seller servicer, which was a really big deal for us. Actually servicing, selling direct now and servicing our own deals. And we're very close to becoming seller servicer with Ginnie Mae. And part of the requirements in this is that none of our branches had the word bank in their name, because if you're not a depository branch or depository bank, meaning if you don't take deposits like for checking and savings account, and you're licensed the way we have to be licensed, as most of you know, we're completely deleting out the real estate MLO licensing part of our company. We've got everybody now doing the DFPI because the new licensing that we had to have for all that to conform with all the states as a seller servicer of the agencies is that we could not have bank in our name. So what we're doing is we're just dropping the bank. It's just going to be Radiant Mortgage. There are a handful of states that we will operate in as HMAC, not as Radiant Bank, to make it easier. Those are the states that I had talked about before that require all the extra licensing for branch manager, as well as the loan officer. We're not going to do all of that. Quite frankly, I'm way too busy to mess around with that. And since I'm the guy that would have to be licensed in all these other states, I just don't have time to do it. With the business I do on my own, plus the all the help I'm doing for our team, I just don't have the time for that. So we're going to, in those states where it's required, we'll if you're marketing in those states, you'll be known as HMAC, and you'll have a separate email for that. That's a real simple fix. As long as you're licensed in those states, you'll be licensed under corporate direct, not under our Radiant Mortgage branch. But the only technically everything that we're doing right now is fine. Radiant Mortgage Bank, we're still operating under Radiant Mortgage Bank. It's taken a little bit longer to get everything set up for that. In fact, we've got two not approved logos yet, but we're working on two different logos right now, trying to determine which one we like the best. I just got one of the final drafts from our graphics department yesterday, and looks really good. I forwarded that to our partners, and forwarded that to our partners, and just making sure that everything's cool. So that's real close. So it's a long story.
So So are you anticipating this happening like January 1st? Any marketing or current marketing that we're doing?
No, much sooner. Yeah, current on marketing, anything in digital form, within the next 2 weeks, you're going to have to, anything digital, online, you're going to have to get rid of the bank. No later, I would say, than November 1st for that. So if you're getting geared up to do some online marketing, make sure you get a hold of Javier, make sure you get a hold of me. We'll get you the, hopefully we'll make the decision on the new logo sometime in the next week. And all marketing now, we have a new head of marketing for the company, for the corporate, for the main company, HVAC. All marketing has to go through them now. So if you're going to do online, we have to get it approved through our marketing department. There is a attorney in that department. There's a really sharp individual who's heading up that team, who's done work with some of the very large mortgage companies here in California, that now works with us, or I should say for us. Doesn't work with us, he works for us, and he's head of that department. So we're excited about that. But if you're working on working that up as far as any digital advertising, make sure you submit that over to Javier or to me so that we can work on getting it approved, and then we'll have the I'm pretty certain we'll have the logo sometime next week.
Okay, one last thing, guys, and I'm sorry, I'll let you go, Red. So is the compliance blurb that's in our emails, is that going to change? Is the NMLS number for that Radiant Mortgage going to change?
No.
No.
Okay. But that's a good question. Two different questions. Our NMLS number will not change. NMLS will just be updated with our new DBA. So the DBA Radiant Mortgage Bank will go away. The Radiant Mortgage will be our new DBA. However, you asked the first part of that question, will our email signature change? Not the NMLS ID. Our email signature is changing. In fact, you will no longer have an email signature that you have to apply in our system after in the next couple of weeks. We have contracted with a company that is working on all of the branches, LOs, email signatures. It will be applied directly behind the scenes. So when you send out an email, it will not show a signature to you. It will show a signature to the receiving party, and that signature now will be, you'll have your information, you have all the same information for you, all your contact information, but it will make sure that it also has all the current compliance information. And now that information will be standardized throughout the whole company, all 27 branches. They may have they'll have their own logo, they'll have their own, all the LOs contact information. But as far as all the disclosure verbiage that we have to have in our signature to make it compliant, again, because of the new seller servicing licensing requirements, this is something we needed to do. So the email signature will be changing, but our NMLS ID will not.
Thanks, Matt.
Cool. Well, thank you. And guys, don't ever apologize for asking questions. We're trying to get you to ask questions. So if anybody has any questions, that's the main purpose of us being here on the Saturday, so we can focus on the other things throughout the week and not have to wait for answers then. So, Stephen, anytime you have a question, by all means, anybody, ask away. That's what we're here for. Having said that, any other questions at all? Concerns? Anything before we wrap it up? Well, if not, I'm not going to make it longer than we have to. I just want to say thank you for all that everybody does and challenge you to go out there and make this coming week the most productive week of the history of your entire business. And so, again, focus on the contacts, focus on getting your name out there, and most importantly, understand that we will start and end with marketing every single week. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great